Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome to the Pull Up Show. I'm your host, Mr. BJ Matthews, aka B. Just before we get started, follow us on the YouTube page, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. Like, share, subscribe. All of our YouTube videos, hit that like button. Y'all come in here. Let's get it popping. All right, man. I'm back with Car Convos with B. Jizzle. We in the building. Appreciate y'all coming in, last night as well, man. Great time with the Clippers, with the media team, man. So they will be bringing me back for the rest of the season, man. I thank you for all the support that y'all been giving me, man. Stay tuned, stay ready, man. It's gonna be a lot of good coverage this year, man. I'm gonna be still doing the pull-up show. I ain't leaving y'all. I ain't going nowhere. LA Clipper Talk still gonna be in effect. We still gonna have the videos. I have another video after this, talking about the game last night against the T-Wolves. Car Convos with B, just what we're doing right now. And the Narrative Killer series. Of course, me and my boy Rick are still doing the show. About to pick that back up. So ain't nothing changed. We just adding to the plate. You know what I mean? So I want to thank y'all for all the support. This is going to be great for the entire, pull-up family. So let's get it going, man. Let's talk about the other team in LA, the Los Angeles Lakers, who took a massive defeat, 93-134 over the Miami Heat. I'm going to talk about a number of different things because I'm like, wow. It's it's not good with the Lakers, fan base. It's not good with the Lakers out here right now because they're getting the hell beat out of them. Let's just call a spade. But let's get into it, man. I ain't really talked so much about the Lakers anyway, so I think it's a good time. They're struggling right now. They're on a 3-game losing streak, losing to the Oklahoma City Thunder, Minnesota Timberwolves, and Miami Heat. They won a game against Utah by 1 point before the Minnesota game, but they've been getting beat for the most part. They fall to 12-10. They're the 9th seed in the Western Conference after being one of the top 4 seeds throughout most of the season so far. So they're going down in the standings and they're not playing at a high level. And there's a lot of seems like people are not on the same page. So I spoke about the Lakers about the beginning of the season about probably a month ago. And it was about JJ Redick and LeBron James, where there was a clip where JJ went off on LeBron during the game action where LeBron refused to shoot the ball, and JJ Redick yelled at him and said, "Shoot the ball, nobody's gonna block your shot." And I said, okay, well, this may be good for LeBron in the long run, that you can have somebody call him out and hold him accountable. That's the big thing with LeBron. It's always been being held accountable anyway. So that is when I said that's good to see. And I said, okay, this is gonna, further, enhance their relationship. And I said to myself, okay, how is this gonna, how is this gonna enhance them throughout the regular season? And I wanted to see. I know people were like on the gravy train talking about, the Lakers are going to be doing this. They're 3-0. They're top seed in the Western Conference. They're top 3. See, we don't need Darvin Ham, which I'm going to talk to y'all about in a minute. We got everything under the control, right? And I said, hold on, I'm going to wait and see for the rest of the season because I wasn't so sure about the Lakers because they just got eliminated in the first round last year. They got gentlemen swept. So they ain't really proved enough to me to show they are okay after a few wins. So as time has went on, you see that things are kind of unraveling in the wrong direction. So I watched a little bit of I watched the press conference with LeBron, AD, and JJ Redick last night. And I watched JJ Redick's press conference first, and I went to LeBron, and I went to AD's. So JJ Redick said, there was a question that they asked. I said, what's your message to your team? In this, point of the season, what's your message to your team? And JJ did something that I ain't really seen him do. It took him like 20 seconds to answer that question. He was in deep thought. I was like, is the video frozen or did he not hear the question? But he was in deep thought, like looking up in the sky, like, damn, I don't even know how to answer that. And then he tried to come up with some type of answer to try to, save face. Well, we have to, have some accountability on the floor and all this. But I think he was kind of unsure how to answer that question. I think he really was stuck, like Chuck, how to answer that question up front and honestly, because he ain't never been in a situation before. So when you have a coach like JJ who used to be a player, he was trying to balance out holding his team accountable, being a coach, but on the other side, putting himself in the player's shoes, understanding, like, if I put it on the players, I'm going back what I was saying in years past. that coaches need to be able to coach these players, because I was a player once. That's what JJ Redick in my head was thinking. So I didn't think he really knew how to answer the question. And throughout the rest of the, press conference, he was kind of just giving the same answer over and over. We have to, bond together. We have to get LeBron and Anthony Davis. They have to, be able to help hold everybody up. We're all going through it right now. So what I got out of it was basically they're not on the same page. The team is they're not on the same page, it happens throughout the season, man. Like, all these teams are going to go through certain patches where it's bumpy. It's 82 games. You're going to have pitfalls, you're gonna have obstacles, guys are not playing well, you might go on a losing streak, and people are gonna start panicking. It's not gonna always be a gravy train throughout the regular season. The Lakers went through it at the beginning of the season where everything was good. As of late, they've been getting the hell beat out of them. They got beat by 80 to 108 against Minnesota the other night, and they got beat 93 to 134 against Miami Heat last night, which is average around 30-point defeat. So, and here, JJ Redick, I swear to God, I thought he was a little bit kind of shaken up because he didn't know what to say. Now, as far as LeBron AD, LeBron, of course, is the oldest player on the team. He is, quote unquote, the leader of the team. Every team he's been on, he's pretty much been the leader, dating back to his Cleveland days, early in his years. LeBron's gift is he's able to multitask and do a lot of things at one time, but also it's his curse because he tries to control everything at the same time, which I think that's been his biggest downfall. And I think that's kind of got in the way of his success, that he's so multi-gifted that sometimes people like that really have a hard time honing it on one thing, and they try to control everything else and control the narrative. LeBron took a different approach yesterday, and he said that whatever JJ Redick said, he's right, he's correct. It's not on the coaches, on the players. Now, here's the thing. Here's the catch. We're still early in the season. We're like not even 25 games into the season yet. So I've seen this from LeBron, where he'll say the right things early on, and as time goes on, because a player like him who's so accomplished, he doesn't really have as much patience. I've learned that about LeBron too. He doesn't have a lot of patience. If he sees the ship sinking, then he's going to try to get off the ship. He's not going to sink with the ship. That's not who he is. He's very calculated. He's a very smart human being. But he said he's riding with JJ for now. I'm interested to see if the Lakers continue to fall, where his mindset is going to be with JJ Redick as time goes on, because I told y'all I was not all the way in with this Laker, fiasco at the beginning of the season. I'm like, they haven't accomplished enough to put me in that place, and they don't really have the personnel or the coaching to show me that they are going to be okay. Like, this is JJ Redick's first year. He's learning on the fly. Like, expectations for the Lakers go up for first-year coaches, and I think now that people look back with Darvin Ham, they may have been a little bit too hard, because this guy, his first year, got him to the Western Conference Finals. His second year, they got him to the playoffs against the same team, against Denver Nuggets, where had they faced a different team, I believe last year, I feel like they could have went back to the conference finals. I feel like they could have beat a lot of teams in the Western Conference. Hell, they were beating the hell out of OKC. They beat Sacramento. They were able to beat teams like who else in the West? They even beat us 3 out of 4 games. Now, in a series, I don't know, but 3 out of 4 games, they even beat us. So they were beating some good teams last year. But this year, their whole personnel has dropped. They're bottom of the rank on defense. They're not even in the middle of the pack defensively. Offensively, they're not even top 5 in anything. Like, they don't really have a real true identity of how they play. Like, even last year with Darvin Ham, they played hard. Like, they weren't getting blown out of games. They didn't have the talent, but they had the toughness and they had the defense. And certain guys were playing better, like D'Angelo Russell. He was playing very well last year under Darvin Ham, but this year he's like in a slump. So they don't really have an identity under JJ Redick. And I think Redick came into this situation thinking he can, somehow relate to these players and they'll just gravitate towards him, naturally. But he didn't understand the fact that, look, this is another profession you're jumping in just like if you were as a coach. It's not going to be a cut and smooth, process. You got a relationship with LeBron, but you're going to find out as time goes on, there's a lot of people that he had a relationship with. He had no problem cutting them off. But the one thing I will say that I think LeBron and JJ do have, they communicate. I think LeBron really respects JJ Redick's IQ. I don't think he really respected Darvin Ham's IQ. which is crazy because Darvin Ham used to be he's a real coach. He's a player, but he's also has a coaching experience. JJ doesn't have any coaching experience. So I don't know. AD, he playing with a lack of, urgency, a lack of aggression. And I've always told people that he's not a leader. He's very gifted and talented, but his leadership abilities go up and down. He's one of the great offensive and defensive players that we have in the league, two-way players, but he doesn't have the vocalness consistently to be a number one, in my personal opinion. So if LeBron sees the ship sinking and AD sees that, he's not going to really answer the call either. I truly feel AD's not going to be reaching his full potential until LeBron gets out the way, until LeBron retires. And that's another conversation. But LeBron, he's in the way. I think AD is never going to be at his full self. I think the only way for Anthony Davis to really grow into where he wants to be is LeBron has to move out the way. I think this is Anthony Davis's team. He's the best player. And it's just, I just think it needs to be, given to AD, all the way. It's too many chefs in the kitchen. But do I feel the Lakers can turn this around? No. As far as, it depends what you asking. They're not winning a championship. They're not going to compete for a championship, in my personal opinion. But they can make the play-in. They can make the playoffs, I think. They can make the play-in. But it's going to be up to JJ Redick's coaching philosophies and how he's able to, uplift his team. And also the scheming, and not just him, but, the other coach. What are the other coaches doing? Scott Brooks is a coach on there. You know what I'm saying? He was a former head coach. What is he telling JJ Redick? You got, who else is on that staff? I'm thinking of, damn, I can't even think of who else is on that staff. But I know Scott Brooks is one of the guys on the staff. I know one of the Clippers assistants for our team last year is on that staff as well. It's just, what are the other coaches telling JJ Redick to help teach him and help him out? Because he doesn't have all the answers. He's not going to have all the answers all at once. So it's going to come to that. It's going to come to how LeBron leads this team with AD, his level of play. When AD's level of play goes down, the team goes down. Who's going to be the role players? Is it going to be Dalton Connect? Is it going to be Austin Reeves? I think he's out with injury as well. Is it going to be D'Angelo Russell? Cam Reddish? Man, all these players, it's like I said, it's a lot of, they're not on the same page. That's the bottom line. It looks bad in LA right now for the Lakers. So I'm not so sure what's going to happen, but they got to fix it. And, you got time to do it, but you better get a hold of it, because the West is actually very, very top. It's very, very deep, and a lot of depth in there. So, yeah. That's all I got to say about that, man. Clipper video coming up next. Pull up, see, pull up, check, pull it out. Peace. Out of here somewhere.